Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we are looking at a paper trending on X, published on August 11, 2025, about 4 days ago. The standout finding is that GPT-5 consistently beats GPT-4o and smaller GPT-5 variants, with especially large gains in multimodal reasoning, including plus 29.26% in reasoning and plus 26.18% in understanding on MedExpert QA multimodal. The paper is titled Capabilities of GPT-5 on Multimodal Medical Reasoning, and as we will see later, the results are really impressive. In controlled zero-shot chain of thought tests across MedQA, MMLU Medical, USMLE, and VQARAD, performance moves from human comparable to above expert level. Building on that, the tweets highlight GPT-5 surpassing human experts on MedExpert QA multimodal by roughly 24 to 29%, praising rigorous evaluation, zero-shot chain of thought, and clinical decision support potential. Engagement looks healthy, with one post around 500 likes and others showing modest but steady interest. Alright, this table summarizes USMLE sample exam accuracy, split by Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, plus the overall average. Focus on the first column for the headline. GPT-5 posts 93.28 on Step 1, 97.50 on Step 2, and 94.89 on Step 3, averaging 95.22. The blue deltas show gains over GPT-4o, with the biggest jump on Step 2. Comparing across columns, GPT-5 Mini and GPT-5 Nano trail slightly, while GPT-4o sits below on every row. Continuing with results, this table compiles benchmark scores across MedQA, MedExpert QA text, and MMLU medical subjects, comparing GPT-5 to smaller variants and GPT-4o. Focus on the leftmost block for MedQA, where GPT-5 posts 95.84, marked with a blue gain. Moving down, the MedExpert QA text rows show the biggest jumps in reasoning and understanding. Finally, the MMLU section shows near ceiling accuracy, including a clean 100 in medical genetics. Next, the figure lays out the unified prompting design. The top panel shows the text-only flow. A system role sets the medical assistant stance. The user asks the question with a let's think step-by-step cue. The assistant produces a reasoning rationale, then a brief user turn requests a final choice, and the assistant returns the final answer. The lower panel mirrors this, but the user turn also includes an image input, enabling multimodal reasoning under the same constrained format. Now, this figure makes the prompting template concrete with a full MedExpert QA example. The left block shows the system role framing a helpful medical assistant, followed by a long user case that includes vitals, labs, and answer options with the let's think step-by-step cue. To the right, the radiology image is attached in the same turn. Building on that, the assistant produces a reasoning rationale, then a short user nudge asks for the final choice, and the assistant returns a single letter. Okay, this table compares models against pre-licensed human experts on MedExpert QA, split into text and multimodal, with columns for reasoning, understanding, and the average. The headline is at the bottom row. GPT-5 reaches 56.96 and 54.84 on text, averaging 55.90, then jumps to 69.99 and 74.37 on multimodal, averaging 72.18. Building on earlier results, the blue deltas show gains over experts, peaking around 26 to 29% in multimodal. Now, this table focuses on visual question answering benchmarks, with rows for MedExpert QA multimodal and VQARAD, and columns comparing GPT-5, GPT-5 Mini, GPT-5 Nano, and GPT-4o. Look across the MedExpert QA multimodal rows. GPT-5 scores 69.99 on reasoning and 74.37 on understanding, with large blue gains over GPT-4o. Then, in radiology VQARAD, GPT-5 reaches 70.92, while GPT-5 Mini slightly tops it. Here the case example shows the structured reasoning followed by the concise final choice. First, focus on the large code-styled block, which narrates the rationale step by step, citing pancreatitis, new suprasternal crepitus, and the concern for esophageal perforation leading to a water-soluble contrast esophagram recommendation. Building on that, the smaller right side panel displays the axial radiology image that the model considered alongside the text. Finally, the closing lines present the single letter answer, reinforcing the constrained final step. Building on that, 2 takeaways stand out. GPT-5 consistently clears prior baselines, even surpassing pre-licensed human experts on multimodal reasoning, and the unified chain of thought protocol with a final choice prompt yields stable, interpretable decisions. Chain of thought means stepwise reasoning text before committing to an answer. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex. Thanks for listening.